Hey guys, Plumber Hammer. So, trying a new type of video. It's a kind of a start to finish speed painting sort of video. I was working on my Infernus Marines. Posted a thing on Instagram showing Vulcan Histan and his new model. And I thought, well, if I've got Vulcan painted, I gotta have his 10 Infernus Marines to go with him, right? So, yeah. I'll just go start to finish. Just some beginning notes, because it's not truly start to finish. It's kind of after I've already primed the model white and coated the model in croak green shade. I do like that kind of painting style where you prime the model white and then I mean, I've seen people put shade in a squirt gun and just go to town on the model. I just used a really big brush and slathered the thing in croak green. So here we go. So after the croak green, I'm going to hit the armor with Karandras green. I would have preferred striking Scorpions green contrast, but I didn't have any. And actually I kind of like the Karandras green anyway. It's a little darker. The striking Scorpions green kind of makes it come out, I don't know, a little more bright green. I have one that I'm finishing off that is striking Scorpion green. And you can see it's, I don't know, it's still a Salamander, but I like the Karandras green a little better. See if I can put myself over on this other screen. So yeah, nice good slather. I have a lot of models that I'm trying to paint, and I am not trying to win any Golden Demon awards, so I am a no shame contrast painter. It just gets them out quicker. That works for me. I guess another aspect of this video I'm trying out is I'm editing on CapCut. So in order to do this sort of narration, I've got the camera on this monitor. I just moved myself over to my right side monitor, and my actual video is on the left side monitor. We'll see how it goes. If it's super duper annoying, post a comment. Speaking of comments, I am trying to grow the channel, so I mostly am trying to post battle reports, but I'd also like to get up to where I'm posting a video a week. I am editing a video right now of Dark Angels versus Guard. Should have that out soon. Yeah. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of models to paint, so I figure this kind of fits too. I can't tell you how to make models super epic like some of the painting channels, but I do have a certain level of quality that I go for, and if my level of quality is your level of quality, then you can paint your stuff the way I paint my stuff. You might also notice that the model is in sub-assembly. That is also my preferred way of painting. I just like to paint the easiest way possible. And I also like to know in my crazy brain that every inch of the model is painted, even if it's parts of the model that are never going to see the light of day. I am now done with all of my salamanders, and I'm working on space wolves. And my Wolfguard battle leader is in no less than 10 pieces, because there's so many parts of him that are difficult to reach. So let me know what kind of painter you are. Do you assemble the whole thing and just paint the stuff that you know is going to be hit by light? Or do you prefer the sub-assembly method as well? I also know some people that paint everything on the sprue, and you guys are wild. That did kind of worry me at first, because I used to worry that plastic glue would not join stuff that's painted, and maybe that is the case, but I've started using the Tamiya extra thin cement. It is a plastic cement, and I was super pleased, because if you paint something and then you want to join it to something else that's plastic, as you paint this stuff onto the model, it is going to melt right through the paint, and it is still going to make the plastic gooey and sticky and ready to join with whatever you're trying to glue together. So I was super happy about that. For his gun, I used moot green because I wanted the gun to be green kind of on its main part, and then I'll do metal on the cowl. You can see I was trying to paint some of the gun gold and totally goofed all over it. But if you let the paint dry and you use a more opaque paint, you can paint right over your goofs. And that's good for me because I do a lot of goofing. Oh, yeah. So I'd painted a model previously, and my Pro Acryl Coal Black had been sitting on my wet palette and had become too watered down. So you can see I started to splash it onto the shoulder pads, and it's just a little too thin, so it kind of just pooled up on the surface of the model. So just added some more paint, thickened it up, and on it went like a glove. Honestly, I would almost commission out just the shoulder pads on all of my Space Marines. I hate painting shoulder pads. I honestly should just make them all one color, but I really like it when you have that nice defined line on the border of the shoulder pad. It just really pops if you have the skill to actually hit your lines, which you can see I probably don't, so I wind up cleaning it up and having to paint over it a couple times till I get that line to the degree of accuracy that I can stomach. I also almost paint my salamanders in a cartoonish sort of way. I like the border on the shoulder pads to be yellow. Here. Yeah, now that I got the model painted, I'm gluing it together. But yeah, I like there to be a lot of yellow on the model. I don't know, green and yellow. You can almost call my salamanders the John Deere Marines. Nothing shoots fire like a salamander, and nothing runs like a deer. John Deere, if you want to sponsor my videos, I can do my best Virgil from now he plays Mayor West, the new Mayor West. I forget his name, but I love that actor. Say, friends, after a long day of burning heretics with your flamers and your melt-a-guns, nothing gives you relaxation like sitting on your John Deere tractor and harvesting your grains on an agri-world. Gotta feed the Imperium, friends. Yep, I'm still a contrast painter. And I don't know if the pouches that Space Marines have on their belts are actually leather or if they're supposed to be like metal or something, but I paint everything as if it's leather. And snakebite leather is seriously number one. Again, if you're not a contrast painter, I'm sure you could go in with some browns and some tans and make some sick leather. But ain't nobody got time for that. I just slap on my contrast paint right over primed white and call it a day. For the Aquila, I use a Vallejo Game Color Glorious Gold. So far, it's the best gold that I've found. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but anything you paint gold, you gotta splash on some Reichland Flesh Shade. I hope that I do that later in the video. I'm sure if I didn't, I did it off camera, because seriously, anything I paint gold is going to get some Reichland Flesh Shade slapped over it. For the Prometheum tank, I did Ball Red. I always prefer to paint any kind of fuel tank or promethium tank red. It helps me keep track of where my flamers are on the battlefield. So if you're playing a game against me and you see something with a bright red tank on it, be ready for Overwatch. I also like using bright white as kind of an eraser. You can see all that gold slathered all over the stuff on the gun that is going to be the oath, the purity seal. And once the model's dried, a nice opaque white is like an eraser. It's perfect for me. Any gun butts, gun stocks, anything like that. I like that XV88. It's just a really nice color brown, if you ask me. I'm sure the gun is probably all metal, but I like to think that there might be some wood on the stock. So, I don't know. I just paint it like it's got a wooden stock. It makes me happy. It looks more like a gun to me. Yep, don't forget the handle of his pistol. I mean, I could have been lazy and just painted the handle of his pistol snakebite leather, but it's just enough of a difference that it makes the eye happy. Makes my eyes happy. Vallejo metal is so good. Like, if I don't have time to paint stuff with not contrast paints, then I certainly don't have time to do non-metallic metal. Like, give me a break. I'm almost trying to crank out a model a day. And Vallejo metal is so simple. I mean, you just splash it on there and it's good to go. I also wanted that holster that goes around the promethium tank to pop, so I painted it metal as well. Again, I probably could have painted it red, but what I lack in doing highlighting and that kind of pro level stuff, I make up for in painting lots and lots of details. And I don't know, that's kind of my thing. If you're gonna skimp on one thing, you might as well make up for it with something else. You know, don't forget that purity seal. I just painted that ball red as well. I maybe could have painted it Blood Angels red so that it would have contrasted with the Promethium tank, but I guess in this case I did get a little lazy. Here we go with our John Deere yellow on those shoulder pads. Phalanx yellow, this is not a contrast. This is the discontinued Citadel Air colors, because while I am lazy enough to use contrast paints, I also prefer any paint that I can go straight out of the pot and onto the model. And it makes me sad that the air paints are discontinued, because I guess I'm going to have to start being a big boy and watering down my paints. But in the meantime, I still have a lot of pots full of Citadel air. So I shan't be watering down those. Straight out of pot onto model. That makes me happy. More Pro Acryl Coal Black. And then straight to Phalanx Yellow onto those borders. Now these are the, as you can see, the easy assemble Infernus Marines. So you can see they kind of cut some corners on the molding. His shoulder pad like slopes into his arm. So not super amounts of detail on that border. So I was just like, well, I'll just paint it yellow. Who cares? Makes me happy enough to know that it's painted, even though it'll never see the light of day. And any part of it that does show through will be nice and bright yellow. And then clean up those lines with some more coal black. I think this is about it. Now that the model's all painted, we're going to put them together. Other arm, boop. And then backpack. There you go, Infernus Marine, speed painted. Thanks guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Comment on what you thought of my paint job. Like the video if you want to see more of these. If you want to tell me I'm the worst painter in the world, I would love your criticism. Oh, can't forget that parchment on the bottom of that purity seal. I just use Skeleton Horde because you don't want pure white everywhere. You want to kind of muddy it up a little bit. But yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you all so much.